All right. Welcome back, Cohort of the 8th. Last we met, using the map of the north of the Sword Coast that Helmirk had in his possession, and the newly acquired map that you had got from the inspector that perished at the hands of Sylcan, you made your way out of Phandalin and into the Mirror of Dead, this large 100-mile stretch of cold, saltwater swamp that was recently covered in a few feet of snow. But your tracking proved fruitful, as you did indeed end up locating the landmark that was positioned on the map, and found it to be a very old structure of some kind. And sort of barreling through the door and door after door, seeking to rescue potential survivors, you were instead confronted by Daemar, the Oracle of Obeus, who was standing in the back of a very large workshop, which in its center stood a mechanical brass machine that was beginning to build in power. Daemar at first looked annoyed, as if interrupted, during his works, only to turn around and change face to surprise, seeing the four of you standing in the doorway. And this threat sort of lingered in the air, but there was space for sympathy and praise, at least on Daemar's side. A conversation was had, but Daemar did fail to persuade you four to let him continue his work, and a mighty battle broke out. Daemar, having some kind of connection to the three pylons and using them to attempt to stop your group by any means. The cohort kind of being divided between stopping Daemar and this machine. You all built a new strategy, but not before the machine activated, erupting this shock wave. And instead of the light that was radiating from the machine, it began swallowing it whole. It's also around this time that Jin found out that his powers, his gifts, were doing substantial damage to the pylons, and turned focus, utilizing Jin. That turned Daemar's focus onto Jin, and Jin, very close to death, brought the full weight and consequence of the cohort onto Daemar, who found himself circled, and just blow after blow took time away from him and did not allow him to escape, and instead found himself inches away from Godfrey's face, who's holding the very blade that Daemar found his body being supported by, the blade having been driven through his torso in a last fatal blow. And a moment hung in the air before Daemar slid off the blade and fell onto the floor, eyes still open, looking at the machine one last time before this dull coat sheened his vision. But focus immediately turned back to the pylons, destroying the last pylon, which resulted in the brass machine also being destroyed. This massive explosion caused Godfrey to be tossed across the room, who also found himself close to death. When the machine turned on, you all felt this pressure behind your ears and your eyes. And something felt wrong, like a static in the air. When the machine was destroyed, that pressure went away. And the light that was being sort of swallowed by this machine instantaneously returned to normal. You still hear sounds of electrical arcs and small pieces of metal debris clinging to the floor randomly, and you smell that like electrical fire. And if you've ever smelled electrical fire, it's like this acrid burnt plastic, or even like that like little fish smell. And as soon as everyone is safe and stable, Helmirk, you sent a message to Strix notifying him that Daemar was in fact located, and that he was not captured, that he was killed. Godfrey still sitting on the ground, leaned up against the wall. Jin, Lucio, tending, Helmirk, standing, just having sent that message to Strix. What do the next few moments for the cohort look like?
I think for Helmirk, it's kind of tending to the wounded, making sure everyone's okay. I think, would Helmirk know what a wizard spellbook is? Like the importance of something like that?
I mean, that's kind of a question I would ask you. Would Helmirk be aware of such a thing?
I think he wouldn't know the specifics about one, like what exactly they contain, but he knows wizards don't part with them. It would be a good proof of him dying. So Helmirk's going to go to Damar's body and search it for his spellbook.
Okay. Searching around, you do not find a spellbook. You do find the copper sheet that he was holding when you first walked into the room. And at some point, he kind of just tucked it in. You find odd pieces, things that you would assume that maybe went to the machine or whatever he was working on. Nothing much on his person other than that, though.
Alright. I guess besides that, Helmirk's going to just start grabbing papers that have been scattered from the explosion or anything that looks even mildly important, and start to put it in his bags.
Okay. Yeah, as you're looking around, I would, you would notice that the majority of anything that he found important is on this work desk. That's on the left side of the room.
Yeah, that's where he's at then.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Godfrey is searching as well. He's specifically looking for any connections towards the vampire, but he is searching. So
Okay.
Square's probably sitting off in the corner at the moment, just writing kind of quietly to himself.
Okay. Helmirk and Godfrey, as you're kind of looking through, what is on Damar personally and what's on this desk and things like that. Most that is in this workshop would be dedicated to either the machine or whatever projects he was either working on or creating. There are, I would say, two things that immediately would pull your attention. Papers like schematics on exactly how this was, what this is being built. You'll for sure have to take some time to look through those. And then the second thing is familiar to the four of you. You've seen this before. Sort of tucked away in on the corner of that desk on a shorter round topped table is a book that is propped up, and a quill is resting in the pages. This was the journal that you had seen when you entered into Damar's office that was writing on its own.
Alright. Helmirk will leaf through that.
All right. As you look through it, I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds of pages. I would say it would take you a few hours to read through all of it. I mean, flipping through the pages kind of like just briefly, you find accounts of conversations that happened with Daymar and others in the room, or Daymar kind of just seeming like he's talking to himself. It seems like in some of the ways that it's sort of documented that Daymar is aware that the Quill is taking notes, and Daymar would just sort of ramble, and the Quill would take, notes on exactly what he was saying. Because you remember when you first entered his office and he pressed his fingers against the lips, sort of suggesting to be quiet, and he folded that Quill in, that when it's opened, it's always recording.
Does that mean it's still writing right now?
When you open the book, the Quill sort of stands at attention. If you start flipping the pages, it sort of moves out of your way so that you're able to flip pages. So I would say just above table, there's probably a dozen entries that would be of interest to you. I would say you'd have to take about 30 minutes to find those entries and then read them. This doesn't require investigation or anything like that. It's not like a skill that's needed. It's just, okay, it's just going through the book and being like, this is useless, I don't care about this. It's him talking to staff or individual students about academic performance, sort of goals and things like that. A lot of it is mundane and of no use to you. But you'd have to spend some time to find things that would be of value.
Yeah, Helmirk's not gonna spend an exorbitant amount of time. He's just leaves through the book, nods, then puts it in his bag.
How much time would you spend with it?
10 minutes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So whenever you decide to put some time to it. Anybody else doing anything?
I don't think Jin's doing too much right now. I think Jin's trying to recollect himself after almost dying.
Okay.
All right. Helmirk is going to look to the rest of the cohort and say, I think we have found what we have come here for. Do we wish to explore further or leave this place?
We should search the rest.
About 15 minutes go by, Helmirk, and you get a response from Strix, who says in sort of a rushed sort of response, collect as much evidence as you can. Timing is coincidental. The weave is compromised. Grab all that you can and hold on to Daymar when you return.
Okay. Helmirk listens to the stone and he nods. We may not have time. We will search quickly and bring Daymar's body.
Okay.
Bring it where?
I think Strix is taking us back.
I mean, as long as we're not going through any, cities or anything, I really don't want to travel with the corpse of the man that we murdered.
Helmirk nods. I'd rather not as well. Alright, so, are we gonna just start going through all the different rooms, guys? Is that the plan?
That's what I was thinking.
Are there any rooms we didn't already go through?
A lot of
there's a
them.
few,
Most
yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
actually.
And most of them.
Yeah.
We literally just ran forward. We would open a door, see no one was in it, and then keep running. Like, we didn't stop.
I meant more like physically move through. Like, are there any rooms we've not like been into at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, at this point, it may be better to split up then, if we're
That might be
lacking on time.
Yeah.
That might be good.
We could also just split into 2 pairs.
2 teams.
Yeah. Helmirk looks towards Square. Like, Square, you go with me.
Sounds good. He will put his notebook away and stand up.
Yeah. Godfrey kind of walks over to Jin, probably holding his side, because he's still hurting.
Alright, I guess that means me and you.
I guess so.
Finder go into that half, we take the other half.
Do we want to do a short rest? Do we have enough time for that?
Dude, that's an hour, man. That's an hour.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might not have time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if we should.
Yeah, so I think in terms of where we are at, my notes actually don't make much sense. I wrote a whole like kit and caboodle, but I was in such a rush when I wrote it that.
I can re-guide you through this.
Okay, yeah, let's stick with that then.
So, are you all together? I know you guys are splitting up. Are you all together at least right now?
Yeah, I think before we split up, we do. Or at least.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So just to refresh your memory, if you leave this room and you exit out, there's going to be a door to your right. And this door, you've been through. This is the iron branded stone door. The door that didn't quite match the rest of the doors. And this is where you had found like shelves that lined the wall, and there was like ceramic casters and like spare parts and copper wire coiled up, and essentially useless items maybe to you. So I believe you kind of, I don't know that you really explored the space, but you more like looked in, nobody here, cool, fucking took off. So there's that room, and then just continuing to backtrack out of the door that leads to this small area. This is also where the tripwire is, which I won't have you roll for it, but you're aware of kind of where it's at. I believe
I wrote on the
Lucio
wall.
marked it. Yes.
Put a big arrow.
So just being aware of that. Yeah.
All right. Sweet. So I guess Square and Helmirk will go back down to the next like intersection, and then we'll split off from there. And then if you guys want to go ahead and take the leftmost path,
Yeah.
let's see what's down there.
Works.
Okay. So as you all continue into the first large room where the raised dais was, the kind of ceremonial looking room, the door in front of you obviously is the one that leads, you know, if you were to continue to exit, right? And then there's 2 doors to your left and right.
This is for Helmirk and Square, right?
Whoever wants to go, wherever.
We'll go, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Helmirk and Lucio, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Jin and Godfrey, are you going left?
We're going
Is that
left,
the
yeah.
plan?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right. Who wants to go first?
Helmirk and Square can go first.
Fair enough. All right. So yeah, there's a door. Who opens it?
Helmirk still kind of like on the defensive, he's got his shield out.
Fair enough. Helmirk, you open this door and you find a narrow hallway. The floors, though, is kind of ever so slightly sort of slope downward. And you see two kind of interesting things in this hallway. It goes maybe about 15 feet. There's a door to your right, and then about 5 more feet, there is a pile of rubble blocking a path.
All right. Helmirk will pop open the next door then.
Okay. So inside this room, you see what appears to be kind of a compact workspace, not dissimilar from the first one that you'd seen. There's a large table that's covered in hand tools, lens frames, wire spools, brass fittings. There's a narrow rack holding glass blanks and cracked rejects for lenses. You also notice that the copper lines that were feeding the machine obviously are mute. You would also see chalk diagrams on the stone wall with scribbled notes. And it seems to be builder plans that match a notebook on the table with instructions for manufacturing an older version of lenses.
All right. Helmirk is grabbing that notebook.
Okay. Most of it is shorthand, but inside of that notebook, in the very front page, you see the name Dr. Verdant Mortarine, noted as the creator of these lenses.
Dr. Verdant Moradine?
Mortarine. Mordrein.
A new enemy.
All right. Yep, Helmirk gets that and looks to Square and he goes, "It's clear. Let us move."
All right. Jin and Godfrey, you all are going left.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a narrow, so past the door, who opens it?
I think Jin does.
Yeah.
Okay. Jen, as you open up this door, there's a narrow hallway that goes down maybe about 35 feet. And in this hallway, there's a rather large pillar in the center of this hallway that seems to be placed not so much for decor, but for structural purposes, as if the ceiling had almost collapsed at one point and was placed here to prevent catastrophic damage to the building at the sacrifice of this hallway now being inconvenient or even difficult to pass through. There's enough space on either end, but Godfrey, it's going to be a squeeze. You can kind of see through the angles at the end of the hallway, there's a door to the left, and there seems to be a hallway that continues to the right.
Which way do you
What's the right?
suggest?
What's that?
I was just saying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think we should check left first.
And left it is.
All right. So, kind of squeezing through the left door. Jen, I'm assuming you're opening this one as well.
Yes.
As you open this door and the the wood sort of slightly hesitates and sort of scrapes along the stone floor, you find what seems to be a cramped bunk room. There's a cot that's resting on the wall that has like neatly folded dark blankets, and a small table that has like a half-burnt candle. There's a chipped mug, and a few stale pieces of bread. Not much to really find in this room. It seems more like a blank slate, kind of for anybody to call home for a night.
Okay. And no like papers after searching or anything.
No papers, nowhere that there would be like storage, nothing that you see like that.
All right.
Can we tell if someone was actually staying in here, or is?
Oh yeah.
We can tell someone was staying in here.
Mm-hmm. There's no personal like items and things like that, but again, with the stale bread, the candle, it's pretty clear somebody stayed here at some point recently.
Could have been Damon.
It's possible. I was hoping that maybe we'd find your mother here.
I hope so too. We still got a few more rooms. Seem to be much in this one. Let's go to the next one.
Godfrey nods.
I guess we're gonna exit back to the hallway and go for the right one.
Okay. So it's a hallway. There's no door there, but there are a set of stone stairs that sort of descend and then sort of hook around.
No? Can you just press that? You just ready to go down?
Ready?
All right, let's go.
All right. So as you kind of make your way around this, the staircase, it comes down to a hallway that goes maybe about 10 feet to your left. So you kind of horseshoe, and then the hallway goes left. At the bottom of the stairs, kind of like adjacent, there's another door.
Go through it.
Go for that door.
Yep.
All right. Inside this room, it's a low ceiling. It seems like a utility room. You notice there are bundles of thin copper, and there's also on the right side of the wall, there seems to be some kind of electrical junction box that a lot of the copper wires are being fed into and out of. There's also copper wires that are being fed through, like coming on the floor and then through a series of conduits that each have like turning wheels. There's 3 of them. And the 3 are marked A, B, C, and the junction box is marked Q with chalk. Beside the very left conduit, there is an open chest that has these like wrappings that are very delicately placed in these like square holders. There are 5 of them.
Five square holders, a junction box, wires labeled ABC. Junction box is labeled Q.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. One of you go ahead and make an investigation check.
Godfrey, you want to make this or you want me to make this?
What do you got for investigation?
I got a +3.
I can get a +4. But you can do it. It's only one extra.
Yeah, I mean either individually or you can do the help action and give somebody an advantage.
I hope you.
Okay. Thank God. That's still not much better. That is a 12.
12. All right. Looking a little bit closer at the rack, inside of the like wax wrappings are crystals, and you find that on the back side of that open chest, there's a chalk written sort of label, and you see there's one white crystal, which is labeled ground. There are 2 gray crystals that are marked bleed. There's one blue crystal that has almost like captured lightning inside of it, that's labeled trace, and then one black crystal labeled burn. And you also see a note that says, do not mix ground plus burn, Q line only for bleed/trace. You get the sense, with a 12 and not being able to get much information other than that the crystals can be placed inside of the junction box to influence the power of the copper lines running through the conduit, and can sort of either retract or sort of pulse power. There's no power going through the copper lines anymore, so none of this means anything.
Be
Gotcha.
right back.
Okay.
Okay.
So, while you're working on that, Lucio, you're in charge, because Helmirk is sort of, hanging out.
He's distracted.
He is very distracted.
He's shadowboxing or something.
Where would you like to lead him?
Are there any more rooms like connected to the one that we're in, or do we have to backtrack at this point?
The only 2 areas that have not been explored would be whatever's beyond the rubble.
Did it look like if we took some time we could clear that rubble? Like, how caved in did that look?
Yeah, you could clear it if you wanted to take the time to do it.
Yeah, I think Helmirk is gonna start to do that.
This is volunteering.
I was in charge since you were gone.
I don't think Helmirk would. It'll be real. Helmirk's kind of in a rush.
That's the next room over. Would be that room. There's no other areas to explore.
That's fine. Helmirk will look at that and look back at Square and he goes, "We do not have time."
All right. I'm following you then.
All right. Regroup with the others.
All right. It seems like whenever you all are ready, the port keys are vibrating in a sort of, it's a little bit more controlled this time than the first time that you used it to arrive at Obeus. But at your command, the port key's active.
Helmirk's gonna grab Damar's body and look to the rest of the cohort. It is time we go home.
It is, isn't it?
All right. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Shazam.
Ka-chow.
All right. So grabbing onto Damar's body, Helmirk, and then you all being in close proximity, holding onto your port keys, you return to the massive redwood forest. That familiar sort of silver fog around your boots. It's strange. There's still sunlight out. You see just hints of sunlight setting just before you lose that dusk. Because the days here at Obeus are longer than on the material plane. Also, no snow. There's just this cool breeze that's carrying that little bit of warm sunlight to you. And there's a strange feeling here because it doesn't feel the same, because this is also an extension of Zephyrus, so there's that feeling of kind of welcome, but it feels secondary. Something's off. And before you can see it, you hear the sort of rush of the massive skyship quickly descending to the landing area, and you see and hear like ropes being dropped, crew quickly dropping down to secure the ship, standing at the front, the familiar white bull sort of looking out at the forest line, and then quickly descends down the ramp and is just kind of looking out for where you all are gonna sort of enter in.
Yeah. I guess we're moving to like where it looks like it's getting ready to land.
It's already landed. I mean, they're quick. It's
Okay.
landed. They're down. They're on the ground.
I guess if Helmirk has
on
like
board.
any form of like sack or anything, he's putting that over Damar's head.
Okay. Fair enough.
Actually, no, he wouldn't. I'm thinking about it now, and there's a couple things. Helmirk's first instinct would have been to put him on a pike and carry him around, but Helmirk's thinking, "Oh, I'm showing restraint right now by just carrying his body." So he probably wouldn't do more than that.
You like holding him by the ankle? Like, how exactly are you?
He's just got him over his shoulder.
I just imagined you holding him by the scruff of the neck like a cub.
Like a cat.
I just pictured him dragging him by the ankle.
Helmirk just places him like on the ground with his teeth.
Actually, you know what? Maybe. Yeah, Helmirk probably wouldn't want to respect his body. He's probably got him by the ankle. He's just fucking dragging him.
As the captain of the ship notices you all, he sort of snorts and says, "Cohort, I need you to be quick." And as soon as he locks eyes with you, he then sort of turns around and starts dealing in the captain's quarters. You also see Second Officer Dordet, the herring, sort of getting the crew ready together. And there's not a lot of chatter. It's just very kind of focused movements. The moment that they see you sort of coming, they immediately start throwing ropes back up. They're preparing to leave.
Yeah, but Helmirk's, as soon as he's told to hurry, like he's fucking picks up Damar and is full barrel sprinting.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you all... What's that?
I said just try to follow along to keep up.
Yeah, fair enough. As you all climb up the ramp, you are sort of greeted with a familiar face that comes out of one of the hallways. Dean Jordan Davis, who kind of gets a look at your group and then looks down at Damar's body and sees how Helmirk is handling him and sort of just...
He's got him, like, holding him down to get him up, but he is definitely covered in mud and dirt and...
Acid.
I can talk. I'm the talkingest thing you've ever saw.
A hole in his chest.
Yeah. She would sort of gesture to take Damar's body if you would allow her to.
Yeah, Helmirk
And
grabs him by like his by like the hem of his pants. It just kind of like drops them in their hands.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't touch him, but she sort of gestures to two crewmen that are sort of standing on by. And they quickly kind of make their way over, kind of kneel down and start wrapping Damar's body in sort of a really kind of thick, black, kind of fuzzy cloth. And once the cloth is sort of secured on there, they take then like leather straps and start binding the shoulders, the torso, and the legs kind of tightly. And you notice that one of them is sort of looking at Damar's face, while the other one is purposely not looking. The three of them standing there, it's one of those things that Damar had really special relationships with so many people and touched so many lives, and so there's kind of this like melancholy feeling as this is all kind of taking place, and it's happening very fast.
We're gonna be like heroes here for killing this guy.
Hey man, I killed your idol. It's pretty cool, right?
We killed like the coolest teacher here, I think.
Yeah. Well, the coolest teacher is also a terrorist.
Here's
Yeah.
like Lucio, like, yeah, we're gonna be heroes. And Helmirk just nods and says, "We killed a traitor who killed the young lives. I would do it again."
I would encourage you to. Have no doubts.
He looks towards them as they like kind of wrap his body, and he says, "If it's any consolation, he did not regret his actions. He said he would do it again."
And as you say that, they sort of lift Damar's body up and take him through the hallway and into the ship. And Dean Jordan kind of just looks at your group, really meeting the four of you for the first time.
As like they're like prepping the ship, Helmirk takes off his helmet, and he, like for the first time, like visibly like relaxes. Oh, it has been long.
Well, Dean Jordan looks at you all and says, "I'm in a bit of a rush. We're going to take off here soon. I'm sure that Strix will call on you at some point. Most likely not tonight, but be available. Welcome back." And she pauses there for a second, and there's this kind of awkward silence, and she turns around and heads into the cabin.
All right.
All of you ready to go back?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Helmirk is kind of looks at like the cramped corridors that like lead down. He's like, "I will stay here."
One of the crew comes up to you and goes, "You're more than welcome to stay out here. I just need to move this ramp." And they sort of pick it up and sort of sliding it onto the deck of the ship. And the moment that the sort of bottom legs are lifted off from the ground, you just feel like the runes start to activate in the sky ship, and then it immediately like gently lifts up, and you all are immediately taken off out of the woodward forest. As you start ascending, you hit that very familiar sort of thick cloudage, and then are immediately over the massive sea that shoulders Obeus, and ship immediately. It's going a little bit quicker than the first ride that you remember, or the one coming back. There's a sort of speed to this one, and it sort of curves through. And looking at the campus of Obeus, there's a lot of people outside. You see sort of torches bobbing up and down, and people sort of roaming. You see kind of pockets of groups kind of gathered up. There's no like, panic or anything. It's just a lot of people out for some weird reason. And as the ship starts to go to where it normally lands, it sort of last second diverts and ends up sort of leading into the Zephyr's forest, kind of on the skirts of it, and lands on what seems to be a secondary landing zone. It clearly was not like spur of the moment, but it's not the main place where the rest of the sky ships are still hanging out. And as the ship touches down, the crew, starts getting everything together. And I should have asked, through all of this, is there anything anybody wants to do? Or are y'all just hanging out for the ride?
I think Godfrey finds a place to seclude himself from everyone. And he just
Sure.
he stares off. Simultaneously, he's probably looking out to the distance and also turning back and looking at the crew.
Okay.
I think Helmirk is Square outside with Helmirk.
Yeah, he'd probably stay out there. If,
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Helmirk and Jin are staying out there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
staying out there.
Helmirk kind of looks at the both of them and says, You've done well today. More than well. I would be hard-pressed to find better fighters in the Hells.
We beat her ass.
I think that's a compliment. Thank you. It's battle.
It's mostly just kind of like a blind rage. But I appreciate that.
Helmirk nods and gives him, because he's got his helmet off, so his face is 7 different ways of fucked up. But stares very meaningfully at Square and says, I have upheld my end of the bargain. My end is fulfilled.
Yeah, no, you were good to go. That's all I needed.
Helmirk nods. He goes, I know you will, but I still hope that you will fulfill your end, should it come to pass.
I mean, that's definitely the intention for sure.
Helmirk gives like a genuine smile and pats him on the back.
You think they're gonna make us do classes now?
Helmirk stops. I hope not. I would like to be left on my own. Preferably with the 8th. I have some requests to make of Strix.
I don't think they're gonna send us to class. Not all this, at least for a while.
You know, I definitely am gonna need some time to process all of this. I've not ever killed a man before, let alone an old man that seemed pretty nice and likable, so I'm gonna have to work on that.
Helmirk kind of gives him a look. He's like, you have never killed?
I mean, maybe an insect or a small rodent, perhaps, but not another, thinking being.
Helmirk kind of
something
stopped
fighting back.
for a minute. It is so
I didn't know I had to.
common in the hills. He just puts a hand on your shoulder. I may not be the warmest or most understanding, but if you need time or a friend, I am here. If not to offer advice, but a person to just be with in these times.
Definitely appreciate that. I hopefully won't have to make it a habit. Maybe this can be just a one-time thing and I'll be done,
Yeah, you would hope so, but I fear it will not be.
If we keep going out to Halfun, we're gonna have to kill again.
But hopefully they will not be kindly old men. But, as they have been, which are murderous psychopaths.
He was kind of a dick. He was definitely a bit of an asshole, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He was.
definitely had it coming for sure.
One day complacent with everything the throne's done.
We delivered justice. We have fulfilled our orders. We will report back to Strix. Hopefully he will give us time to recuperate. I would appreciate the 8th being given relief for a time.
I'd like to write a couple songs about this, so I'm definitely gonna need a good chunk of time to work through that. Probably put together like a play of some kind.
His hit single, Damar, you fucking asshole. I hope that hurt.
How I killed Damar. Everybody hates it for some reason.
And his most popular hit, How I Single-Handedly Killed Damar by Myself.
Featuring his last words.
There were 5 Damars.
All their last words were square and you're so strong and cool. How could I have ever hoped to fight you?
These are good ideas. I'm writing this down.
All right, and as your conversations kind of wrap up, as you're, on the front of the ship, I want to say bow, but I fucking know if I say it, somebody's gonna be like, actually, it's not. It's the fucking. I'm almost confident it's called the bow.
Prowl.
I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna do it. I won't be pressured.
I mean, it's your boat. It can be called whatever.
It's the front of the boat. But yeah, in my world, in this world, we don't call it bow. We call it the front. The boot of the ship. As the ship touches down and they, set everything up and get it stable, Dean Jordan will make it a point to come find you all in whatever random of the 100 cabins there are on this ship. Find you, and sort of behind her you see the 2 crew kind of taking Damar's body and kind of leading it off the ship. And she looks at you and she goes, there's so much to say, just time. Where would I be able to find you? Do you know where you're going to be?
We are going to speak to Strix about where he would like us to stay.
I would give that time. He is quite tied up. In the meantime, your dorm rooms are still available. Your items were never removed. You're more than welcome to still use those.
Helmirk nods.
But I have to go attend to this, but we will talk very soon. And she walks off and exits the ship.
All right.
Deboards.
Alright, yeah. Helmirk looks to the cohort and says, we should rest. I will go back to my dorm. You know where to find me.
So, where you're at right now, you're not deep into Zephys. You're probably about 30 minutes into the Sedgemoor. When the ship was coming down, it would have been pretty easy to figure out like where to sort of walk back, but it'll be about a 30-minute walk. So,
I guess we'll do that. Did we just, leave our horses? They're gone now?
Oh my god, those horses.
they're still tied up. They're still tied up, but
That's even worse. They're tied up in the swamp.
They're gonna starve.
Can we send somebody out there to go get them?
yeah, who do you want to send? How do you want to contact them? You're in a demi-plane. What do you want to do?
Where's Guar? I have a mission for him.
You know what you should do, Guar? You should fucking leave. Totally
Go to the material
Sheesh.
You can't keep them. You have to come get them for us.
there's going to be an animal rights activist group that's like, yeah, you call them heroes, but they're not. You know how many horses we fucking located?
Wait,
They were just dead, tied to fucking posts in the middle of nowhere?
Horse death counter is ticked up.
That's going to be the big enemy. This is D&D. It doesn't have to be activists. It could be actual horses. I could just have a bunch of horses come out. Hey, what are you doing? You the
It's gonna be
fucking
our
cohort?
horses. They're gonna come back for revenge. We have to fight our horses.
They're going to die, come back to life.
No.
Yeah.
The undead horses.
Guess
Oh,
we'll walk back with our own feet then, and hooves.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, leaving where the ship landed, going through Zephyrus, and then entering back into Sedgemoor. Where you all want to go?
Can each of us
Dorms?
go back to our dorms?
Yeah, I think we're each going back to our own dorms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hold up, wait. Before we do that, as we're prepping, Helmirk kind of stops and looks towards Godfrey and says, "Let me know how Xalzin is doing."
I will. I'll inform you all.
Can we communicate to each other with our port keys, or does it only go to Daymar?
You have never tried.
Should try and see if we can walkie-talkie each other.
Once a day.
Yeah, I mean, if we're separated and we need to communicate. I guess if it only goes to one person, that's less helpful.
Yeah. Chris try to send a message to see what fucking happens.
Yeah, Square real quick will try to send a message to Godfrey, I guess. Say,
What's your message?
Testing. This is Square. Let me know if you get this.
Please.
It's interesting. Godfrey, your port key does receive something, but it is very distorted. It's not
Not even.
intelligible. You can't hear what he's. I mean, he's standing next to you, so you can hear him. But, yeah, it's not. It's almost I'm trying to. It's like almost when you accidentally pick up a signal.
We could
Wait,
use it as
I
a
think, over the table, the big gyroscope. Do you guys think that fucked with the weave? If the weave was in flux, just then.
I think.
I mean,
that
we
did.
talked to Daymar afterwards just fine. Or you did, I guess.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's just
This could just be because we're in Obeus now versus the material plane.
Yeah, that could be it. Keep an eye on that.
I mean, maybe it's just mine is fucked. Dude, one of y'all can try.
Alright, well, Helmirk's going back to his dorm.
We could still send the distorted messages as maybe like a
Emergency.
yeah, and we could determine a predetermined location to meet up if we get some distorted messages.
I
That would
vote me and Jin's room, because half of us are already going to be there.
Good point.
That's fair.
This is so Lucy doesn't have to walk.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his horse anymore.
Look, that also is a benefit, but Unless you guys have a better spot.
No.
No, that works. Fuck it.
Yeah. You guys are already there, so yeah.
Sounds good. Well, we're gonna go to bed then.
All right. As you begin to exit Zephyrus, there's this with the students that you're walking past. There's a lot of gossip and just unease that's happening. If any of you would like to make a perception check, I'm curious what you pick up.
Yeah, Helmirk will.
His square definitely will.
Yeah.
He loves gossip.
Alright, that was an 11 from Helmirk.
You said perception.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 21.
That's a 13 here.
Okay.
I'm
Helmirk
keyed into the goss.
and Jin, you kind of just pick up just like random shit, like, you know, and they were roommates, that kind of shit. Lucia with a 22, I would say
21.
that 21. Oh, well then you don't get shit.
You get nothing.
With a 21, you make an investigation check for me as well.
That is an 18.
Okay. Wow. All right. There is a student that is walking by you and seems to be talking to themselves and like writing down notes. The brief sort of conversation that you get is that they're trying to, I guess let me just, here's what you hear, right? So you see this this grung, this like frog-like creature with like a dozen like weird instruments all kind of strapped onto this like dirty like light canvas apron that they're wearing, and she's got these big like amber like really kind of like wet amber eyes, and she's like, but why would they not be listening? Maybe it's something that like a potency that I need to make, some kind of, if I can just make, I have spores for this. And then she catches on that your group is coming, and you see that there's like this correction of like not trying to look crazy, and she kind of and just keeps walking.
When she's, I guess, out of earshot, I'll mention that to Jin, I guess. Whoever's closest to me.
So with your investigation check and your perception, you hear parts of the conversation that she's talking to herself of like, they're not listening. I'm not sure why they're not listening. Maybe I can make something to help them listen. And then just the 18 of like, obviously being able to tell that she's some kind of like alchemist sort of biomancer.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna point that out to Jin, just kind of as like a person of interest. And, you know, he'd, I think, be into that too, for sure.
Okay. I will also say with your investigation check, just because I want to give you a little bit more of the 21, you see a familiar face probably about 30 feet off the trail, that's holding a sort of like rather large glass mug and is cupping the like fireflies. And as soon as they're cupped in this like liquid, shakes it real quick and then just like takes it all down and turns around and looks at your group and is like, dude, and you fucking see Guar capturing bugs to add to a drink, and like immediately kind of like walks over to you with a kind of like a slur in his steps and walks over to you guys.
Is this all of us?
Probably right
As far as I know, you guys,
Yeah.
you guys were just leaving Zephyr, so I figured you all were still together.
now. Okay.
He's approaching the group.
Oh,
Yeah.
But this is probably the first time he's seen Helmirk without his arm. He hasn't put his helmet back on. He's still.
Yeah.
What up, Guar?
Oh man, making this new thing, dude. You got to try this. Hold on, one of you grab this. I'm telling, trust me, just trust me.
Jin just grabs it and fucking drinks it.
The whole thing?
Wait, I want to try
Fucking
some.
have to just help.
What if we split it? Yeah.
I mean, as far as unless
Jin
Jin says
drinks
something
it all,
different,
and he
he
drinks
just
it all,
takes
that's
the whole
fine.
thing.
Yeah, I just think the whole thing. Just been for a fucking lot. He's got a lot to process.
Wait, I killed a man. I have a
So-
lot to process too.
So Guar kind of looks at Jin and is like, "Oh man, you in about 30 minutes, dude. I didn't know you were gonna take that. I said a sip. That was. I'll take the glass back, thank you. But good luck with that train, buddy.
He needs it.
How are y'all
What train?
doing? You guys are good? Oh, you'll find out. This is gonna be fun.
Is he gonna like trip? Or...
In fact, Jin, go ahead and make a con save for me, just so we can have that for later.
Am I gonna have to trip sit him all night now?
Not one.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. So yeah, Gar just what do you guys what are y'all doing out here? I haven't seen you in a few days, by the way. Since the whole thing with the bombing and stuff like that. It's been a minute. It's been at least a day.
It has been a few weeks, Guar. But
Yeah.
I am also happy to see you. And Helmirk kind of gives him like a salute. It is. We were on a extended experiment. It took us.
We were doing a study abroad thing.
Yeah, field
How did your experiment with the broads go?
Good.
It went well.
I like your face, by the way. I haven't seen that before. That's nice. I like what you're going with.
Does
Helmirk kind of nods like appreciatively. Hey, thank you.
Does the greater public know we killed Daymar, or is it just kind of like the higher
You
up?
guys
people?
killed Daymar?
No,
That was me speaking.
Are you asking me as the player?
That answers your question.
They asked War, do you guys know that we?
Hey, has that come
We
around
have
school
much
yet?
to tell.
Has that come around school yet?
But is that like common knowledge at this point, or?
Probably not.
I don't think a lot of people know that Daymar is dead. I think that
Oh.
is just.
I would assume
Yeah,
like
That's what I
that's
was
just.
thinking.
I was in Strix is keeping this on the wraps that Daymar's dead. Probably just gone.
That's what I was.
Jordan didn't tell you anything, but you know.
Me as a player assumes.
What's been going on here? Any big news? Any big deaths?
I mean, yeah, you guys fucking found out that I guess a bunch of the like religious people are freaking out.
That we did.
Yeah.
Part of
So
our study
that's
abroad.
been interesting.
A weird class for sure.
Oh, it's out there too.
No.
I'm not religious. I don't care. You know.
What do you mean by this?
Apparently, people were whining that they couldn't talk to their gods or something.
Can they now?
I don't know.
People
People were still acting weird.
can't. Talk
Maybe
to-
not.
When did that start?
An hour ago?
Helmirk
Sheesh.
nods.
And they think we caused that?
No. I don't think anyone knows we have anything to do with that.
Yeah. Oh.
None of you are religious, right?
No.
No.
Not.
Godfrey?
Do I
you
need
did-
to be?
There's no god that I follow.
I thought you were just saying there's no God. Helmirk's gonna be like, there are certainly gods, but
There-
I never met one.
God
I don't follow the gods.
well, I didn't vote for you.
They give me divine inspiration, but it's kind of a one-way thing. I don't really give them anything in return, other than like my art, I guess.
Well, I'm going to the bathhouse. If you guys want to like totally hang out, that would be cool. I usually go by myself, but it'd be cool to go with friends if you're not doing anything.
Do you want to go,
Bathhouse?
Jin, seeing as you're trashed now?
I'm perfectly fine. Sure.
How-
Sure.
Helmirk kind of sits for a moment. I have never been. I will go with you.
You like water?
They had no water in the house.
Can you be
Why?
in water?
I don't know. I would assume so. The swamps gave us no problem. The lake gave us no problem. I have not relaxed in a long time.
Do you bathe? Not you,
Helmirk
Guar.
stops
I don't
listening.
want to know about you, Guar.
I
Of course.
think it was too hot. I think it burned most of the filth away. But
You know you can turn the water down, right? Doesn't have
All
to
I'm
be
hearing
like.
is no, you've not bathed since you left the house.
I have not bathed.
You definitely need to go.
Helmirk nods. This will be good. Godfrey, will you join us?
Yes, why not?
I'm assuming Godfrey
Yay!
bathes.
This is gonna be fun. All right. Well, yeah. Guar starts walking. So you got about an hour walk ahead of you. If anybody wants to do anything.
An hour? 30 minutes?
Jin's like,
An
wait a minute.
hour?
He kicks in the
It's,
30.
it's across. You're going
Yeah.
from Zephyrus to Basalt.
Well, yeah. But you said the drink kicks in 30 minutes. So it kicks in on
Yep.
the way.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Rick can carry you, that's okay. We've carried you around Obeus before.
You gotta show us drunk Jin.
Oh, no,
It's
that's
not
not
even
the
drunk.
word.
He's gonna be tripping balls.
It's gonna be way worse.
I feel like
All right. So we'll
He's
go
got
ahead and
such a
get to it
bad
because I
trip.
know the anticipation is killing you. So what's going to happen is about 15 minutes. The sun is basically down, right? And there's street lights. You're still kind of leaving Zephyrus, so the street lights are like surrounded by like moths and things like that from the forest and stuff that are clinging to the old style sort of street posts with that sort of magical flame that doesn't flicker. And about 15 minutes in, Jin starts glowing, and Guar looks over and kind of grabs Jin's arm and is like, "You're gonna want to hold on to him." And you start floating, like feet become lighter than hands, and Guar's holding on down to you, but you are going to invert Jin and just sort of bob like a balloon, essentially.
We
If
need to
somebody
tie a
else wants
rope
to
to
grab
him.
his other hand,
Yeah, Helmirk, like, while we're walking, just ties a rope to him and Jin, and just...
Okay.
To his ankle.
Yeah.
So, and
Wait.
Jin is just pulsing very slowly, like a lightning bug, just sort of bobbing. It's not like you don't have to like pull him down or anything like that, but just like a very light helium. He's just
Yeah.
like totally
How are
upside
you?
down.
How are you feeling, Jin? Does feel good?
Yeah, how's
Is
this
he
feel
sober,
mentally?
or is he...
Yeah, am I completely sober during this, or am I fucking?
Oh
out?
no, you
Okay.
are hallucinating like a motherfucker, like flashing colors, whatever that looks like to you. Feel free to describe it,
Oh,
but
fuck.
you are tripping.
Just having a bad trip and he's screaming the entire ride.
Jin would have the worst trip ever. Like,
I think it'd be it's definitely gonna be a horrible trip with everything
There's 10
having happened
Gwees
to
and
him.
they're all yelling at you.
About different things. Yeah, I think definitely he just sees images of Gui just yelling at him in different ways. A bunch of shit that just happened in near-death experience. Everything, just a horrible trip.
He's not hallucinating. There's actually 10 Gwees yelling at him.
I think he's not screaming. I don't think he's screaming. I think his mouth is just like Gabe, like he is screaming, just not saying anything while his eyes are darting around.
this is good for him. He has a lot he needs to work through. This will be helpful, I think.
So as you're going towards the Biblioplex, there's people that are heading towards Zephyrus that seem like what they're experiencing isn't like wild, but for people who are not in Zephyrus, there are students going like, "What the fuck is that thing?" Like robes over his face, like just. Oh man. About 15 minutes later, Jen, you eventually sort of calm down with the fluorescent Luciferian and sort of drift back down and come back to normal. I believe that's what that's called. Luciferian is the chemical that creates the bioluminescence. I'm almost certain.
I don't know.
No clue.
I almost feel
Luciferin? I think it's Luciferin. That's what it is. But anyways, you eventually get to the basalt. It's called the Soul Baths, and it's underneath the cliffside that is where the Great Hall is. Godfrey, you've been here, but for the rest of you, this is sort of new. Seeing that effigy row and seeing those bridges, where at one point.
Xalzin.
Xalzin, who thought it would be a good idea to save time, jumped off one bridge to the other to save 45 seconds of walking down the stairs. So good memories on that. But yeah, just the series of bridges that sort of, traverse this massive chasm underneath the Great Hall.
Yeah.
There's a cave entrance that sort of, carves underneath, and as Guar leads you all in, you see that there are natural, heated mineral springs that are sort of naturally fed into this area. You see divine runes and baths, sort of not designed just for luxury, but for restoration of the mind and body and sort of magical equilibrium. And there's a few students in here. But nobody's talking. It's actually pretty quiet. You see that there are a series of. Let me turn this down just a little bit. There's a series of different pools at different elevations, and at the entrance there's a pretty big wide pool that pools down into two other pools. And then there's a massive one that's at a lower elevation that's all the way to the left. And that's where Guar is sort of making his way around. And again, it's just this really crisp, fresh ozone and salts and just a hint of honeysuckle soaps and things like that. It's very refreshing. Yeah, makes his way down to the big pool and just starts taking everything off, totally nude, and jumps in, sort of slides down.
But Helmirk, I guess, gets stripped down and slips into the water and kind of rests.
Yeah.
He's probably got a loincloth on or something. He's got a little bit of modesty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say Jim probably has something, either a towel he probably found around, or also a loincloth.
There are towels around, but as you some of you have loincloths and some of you have towels. Guar's like, oh man, all right, gotta really just get in it,
You gotta pay extra for that.
As you all sort of slip in, what are we discussing? Or are we all just silent for this time?
Helmirk doesn't speak. He just kind of closes his eyes and rests. You guys kind of, I guess if this would be the first time, you guys have seen scars of his arms, but the names and the infernal script is all over his body.
The pool was a little bit cooler, and then when Helmer gets in, there's just a little bit of an increase in the bubblage, and the water temperature increases just enough, 5 degrees, just enough for you to notice.
This guy pissed in the pool.
Yeah. I'd say as Godfrey settles into the water and finds a place where he likes, he feels comfortable, he starts to feel this kind of I don't know, this egging of hunger in his mind. And it's almost like it's a whisper, and it's just telling him like to eat, to thirst, to feed. And he tries to stop thinking about it and just rest in the pool, and he just closes his eyes and he just tries to drift away from it. But if you guys are paying attention, you will see he's a little uncomfortable, but he's trying to be comfortable.
I think Helmirk notices, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah. I think it's too noticeable what is going on. So I don't think Jin will do anything either.
Everybody just chilling then?
Yeah, I think we're just chilling.
Just chilling.
Let me
That's fair.
let me just check on
Can I
my
order
spell.
food? Can I have some? Bringing me out like a drink or something?
There are waters, but there's not like a snack stand for you to eat like corn dogs and shit.
Like fruit slices I can put in the water.
Oh man,
maybe?
like I want just a funnel cake. If I could just have, you know what I mean, like powdered sugar,
Like a
water.
hot dog, some kind of concession.
my God.
You're gonna clog the natural spring filters.
If I could have one of those fucking Laffy Taffy strings from the second episode.
I'm trying to think of what's the worst food to have in like a pool, and it's just I don't.
Crackers.
I think
Like
yeah,
saltines.
crackers. Yeah.
Saltines. Can I just have a bucket of saltines?
The moment you put your wet hand, it's just all mush.
Oh,
It's like when you're making like chicken wings or chicken fingers or whatever, and like you get to that last batch, and like your fingers look like ET, where it's just like lumps around each one. It's just.
I'm eating pistachios and just throwing the shells in the bath.
Welcome back. All right, so yeah, you all are sort of sinking into this tub and relaxing. You took your short rest. And eventually, Guar's, head tilted back, leaned up on the natural stone, eyes shut. Just kind of was like, yeah, this is civilized. Heat that doesn't kill you and warm water that isn't urine. This is good stuff. Can't believe you guys haven't been here before.
I haven't gone to House Basalta much. We'll see it in Nancyquil. Bit of Zephyrus.
No, the Nancyquil's it's a little too fancy for me. I feel a little weird. I've went there once, but I need an escort. I need somebody to show me around.
It's a weird one. I feel a bit out of place too.
Yeah,
That's squared.
too uppity.
A lot of rich kids play their instruments.
Just feel like it's a comfortable area to be in.
I'm sure you feel weird in Zephyrus, though. So.
Oh yeah.
Quite a shock.
I mean, like being out in nature, that's always nice, but I mean, I feel like less so now, but there's kind of like a level of hostility to Zephyrus,
I would argue that Zephyrus was pleasant. It was. I am not used to being around so much life. Thrum is like home, but I enjoy the new experiences of Zephyrus.
Thrum dries my skin out too much. I can't get too far in there.
Dude, how much
Like
is
my eyelids are stuck to the back of my skull.
I'm with you on
But
that.
did you guys in his eyes are still kind of shut? Like, did you guys finish whatever that secret mission was that got you? Like, put Lucio in a bag, and then you like ran off. Did that get done? Did you guys?
That's part of our
what was that
study
about?
abroad, yeah.
it was key that
They
we
didn't
did
Like in
that.
Throm?
Want us to tell other students, because then you guys might get jealous that we were getting to go study abroad and you weren't.
Oh shit. Well, I appreciate you treating me like a friend, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I wanted to key you in, but they didn't want to tell you.
Yeah, we'd have to put you in a bag as well.
I don't want to be in a bag, man.
Yeah.
I'm not that curious.
Helmirk kind of stops and looks at Godfrey and goes, Godfrey, did you just make a joke?
I guess.
Helmirk gives a chuckle. He goes, these waters are doing wonders.
I think it's been the time with Lucio.
Oh, what he rubbed off on you?
Just a hair.
I have that effect on people.
Yeah, man, you guys are cool, man. I like it.
Humber kind of just rests his head back and closes his eyes and kind of massages his head a little bit. This is nice. Ooh, and Humber...
Weird, Howie.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'd rather hear what you had to say.
Yeah, we want to hear Guar.
Guar was just gonna be like, yeah, man, you guys took your armor off and look at you, the guards down, just talking, man, like bros, you know? It's nice.
You've learned that there is not much to fear in Obeus. I do not need to be so guarded.
Nah, it's cool here.
And we did almost blow up here.
Yeah.
Almost.
The first attempt on my life. In my life. That I know of, at least.
But did you die?
Almost.
The almost is key.
I mean, I guess you're right.
I think that you are harder to kill than you give yourself credit for, Lucio.
I think that's more being in proximity to you guys, but I'll still accept that compliment.
No, you're like a roach, something that you want to get rid of, but you can't.
Kind of like a rat.
We are to talk about the difficult to kill. Jin will not die. It was an impressive feat.
No.
That doesn't. As my friend said in when we left, nothing's gonna take me down. So I crawl my way back out of the hell, I think is what he said.
What happened?
We got stuck with some ruins. The traps were armed and tried to kill Jin multiple times. Especially when it found out that Jin could destroy the traps. It pummeled him for a long time, and he refused to die.
The traps were like people?
I think so.
It was a very intense study abroad.
It was.
Man. It's crazy. Here I am thinking that opening up my own tavern scares me. You guys are getting beat up by rat traps or whatever you were talking about.
Opening a tavern in Dragon's Den?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it, but it could be kind of cool. Do you guys feel like this is home? Or more than your real home? Or does this just feel like another place?
I do not have a real home. This is as close to a home as I have found.
I don't think that I have a home at the moment either. So yeah, I'm kind of inclined to say the same.
lot's changed since we arrived at Obeus. I think this would be a good thing.
I am also homeless like the rest of you.
We're all homeless.
Helmirk kind of still his eyes closed and says, I was thinking if we ever go back, I would establish an area for the 8th. Jin, I would ask your permission to establish it in Crossroad Keep. He kind of shrugs.
My parents would own our like house technically. though.
Yeah.
That may not be a great idea.
Hopefully they will not own anything soon.
I mean, I guess I don't know if we'll ever really find out about that, but potentially.
It would be a spiteful thing. But it is, I don't know, a rising from the rubble. But I understand the sanctity of this place.
Regardless, Obeus, Crossroads, wherever you find your home, you will all have each other, and that will be enough.
True.
Well, they got you too, right?
For now.
I think you should open up your tavern, and I can play shows for you there.
Dude, I would take that in a heartbeat.
You gotta have like a stage area set up.
Oh, of course. Gotta have tunes.
Helmirk kind of pops an eye open. The 8th will always require a place for drinks. You would have our patrons, or you would have us as patrons at the very least.
That'd be cool.
I would like a drink in my name.
I would too. Well, it's not what
What
you
would your
gave me
drink
earlier.
be?
That would be up to you.
Oh. Like a blood orange Mary?
Cohort drinks would go hard.
Cohort
Something.
drinks
That'd
would
be
be
some
good.
sick ass. That'd be cool. With like a sword in it. You gotta swallow the sword.
You have to drink the
Could be an
sword.
ice cube. Yeah, you gotta drink the sword.
Like a nail
But it's
in
an ice
it.
cube. And as you're choking, it dissolves in your throat at the last second. It just almost kills you.
Oh no.
Unless you're a cold-blooded reptile.
Helmirk
Mine
gives-
should have Contro in it.
Helmirk gives
Yours
this,
would be a
like,
white Russian.
his like warm smile before
We'll call it the milkman.
he stands up. He rolls his shoulders. This was nice. Thank you, Guar.
You guys heading out?
I will be. We are,
This is cool, man. We should do this again.
Yes, I am enthralled, but I will find you, since the heat is not agreeable.
Yeah, it's a little hot up there, and he gets out of the water, and his little tail, he kind of slaps it against his shell to kind of wick off the water. Yeah.
We will have to meet and discuss drinks for your tavern.
Oh man, I've been finding all kinds of stuff here in Zephyrus. I mean, I found the lightning bug thing. I haven't named that drink yet, but I don't like the whole inverting floating thing. I got to figure out what exactly is causing that. Not much of a seller, but I
Yeah.
appreciate you being the guinea pig on that one. It didn't affect me that way, and it's weird that it affected you that way. Bless you.
Maybe it depends on the species. Do it affects on different species? Could also be person to person.
It might have been that you drank
Do
the
some
entire
research. I'd
thing.
have to ask somebody that knows things better than I would. I don't know. I just know it tastes good. I don't know the allergens.
All right. Helmirk,
You guys have a good night.
you do, Guar.
I mean, I'll walk with you. It's not to do that weird thing where we say goodbye and then like we're
We
walking
won't.
next to each other. That'd be weird, you know.
All
But
right. Helmirk gets suited up and
You're not gonna clean that. You're clean. You're gonna put that gross
Yeah, that's kind of
stuff on, man.
Helmirk looks at his armor and he goes, "Where would I clean it? In the baths?"
He kind of looks to the left and to the right. Give it a few dunks. I don't. Yeah.
Helmirk shrugs and he gives
They're for
his
cleaning.
armor a few dunks in the bath.
What
Yeah,
the fuck are you doing?
it-
That's weird.
That is not proper,
It-
Helmer.
When you guys
Points
did
at
your
him.
short rest, there wasn't like any kind of like extra healing properties or anything like that. But when you do dunk your armor in, it does really clean it without doing much like abrasive scrubbing. It looks nice. I mean, it's beaten to shit still, you know what I mean? But like, you just watch this like slick oil and fucking like bullshit come off,
Mars
and then start
blood.
draining into the pool below. And Guar looks at you and is like, "We should probably take the fuck off out of here."
Helmirk
Like,
is-
hopefully, that's the biggest piece of your armor.
Helmirk runs off with Guar.
Yeah, Guar
Yeah.
kind of takes off, but and then eventually he's gonna split off from y'all, headed back to Zephyrus. I'm guessing you're all gonna head to your dorm rooms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So, split off, head to your dorm rooms. Nothing much has changed. You know, Jen, Lucio, you're still in the same dorm. But for the other two, let's go to you, Helmirk. Here we go. Okay. Helmirk, you're just going right to your dorm room.
Yeah.
Okay. As you enter in, your bed in your area hasn't really changed. There's the pile of like materials and things like that that you'd purchased that you kind of like threw in here and then didn't really do much with. But on the right side of the room, laying in her bed, sort of propped up with a book, Blexa is sitting there, and she's sort of like, you know, like with fury because her door just opened in her room, like gets like sits up and then sees you and then kind of is like confused, and then the anger gets again and she stands up and she just punches you in your chest. Where have you been?
I was
For 2 weeks? You don't say
studying.
nothing to me, I think you're fucking dead?
I told you I was leaving.
She grabs onto you really tight.
Helmirk doesn't really know what's happening. So Helmirk kind of like, I guess like hugs her. He doesn't, this is not something he does.
I imagine Helmer just puts her in a headlock.
Am I doing it right?
So relaxing. Shh. As you sort of like get a little bit comfortable with it, she kind of pushes off and we'll come in, and she shuts the door.
Helmirk kind of goes and he sits on his bed. He hasn't put his helmet back on, but he just like takes this like heavy sigh as he sits down, and starts putting like Coalfire's helmet back on its rest. He puts his helmet next to it. Starts taking off his like weapons and stuff, his spear. I guess he takes off his shield and his flail and he puts it like next to his bed, and as he's taking off his spear, kind of looks at it for a moment. And very like almost reverently sets it by his bed.
Well,
I was studying abroad.
don't give me that bullshit. You might be able to tell other people that and they might buy it.
I do not think I'm allowed to tell the truth at this time. I was conscripted to do something for Obeus.
Well, whatever. I guess you're not dead, so that's good. You know, be lonely having another shit roommate. Some would say actually you're the best roommate because I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
Helmirk gives a chuckle. This is good. It is strange to be back.
What do you mean be back?
I was in the material plane.
Did you leave Obeus?
I did.
How?
We were handling something for Strix. For Obeus.
Strix himself?
Helmirk kind of shrugs.
She comes and sits next to you on your bed. So, like, tell me everything.
I cannot. It is... I do not believe I am allowed.
Oh, but you want to tell. I can tell.
Helmirk kind of, like, very levelly stares at her. And it is not a good story. It was...
I bet you win in the end.
Yes, we did. You would not like the win that we achieved, though.
You don't know nothing about me. How would you know?
Helmirk just takes a minute and he shakes his head and he's like, if it is something that will be told, then Strix will make an announcement. If not, then it is better to leave sleeping hounds lie.
Ugh, fine. Fine. What can you tell me? Maybe not about that, but like, you know.
I had met adventurers in the hills, and warlocks and the like. People who had made contracts, but I had never thought I would be one. I went across the material plane with my friends, the Cohort. We saved as many as we could. We saved a lot.
What's your opinion on warlocks?
I disliked them at one point, but now, my friend, my good friend, his name is Jin Tarvish. He is a warlock in service to a fae, I believe. I had called him a fool, but I know that now it is not always their choice, and many are prisoners to it.
Well, you know much more about this than I do. I mean, we may look alike, but I'm just a fire genasi, so I don't know all about that infernal stuff. But I can tell you, warlocks are cheaters. Like, learn how to do your own shit. You know what I mean?
I would
Like
say
the rest of us.
Jin did. He is a talented
No,
musician.
did he though?
Helmirk gives a chuckle. He is strong on his own. He is does take certain liberties, but even without the service of his patron, I would trust Jin with my life.
You're so touchy, you know? It's just, it's cute. It's easy to, you're easy to be pressed on, you know what I mean? That's all it is. That's all. No big deal.
You think the Eighth will agree with you?
I don't know who that is. Who's the eighth?
They are my friends, my fellow soldiers.
Oh,
The others,
got it.
they're from here.
Your secret club. That is your secret stuff. With secret Strix secrets.
They are not secret. It is, they are recruited from all in Obeus. Jin, Godfrey, and Lucio. Oh, he's rolling.
I don't know their names. Could have been rolling for anything. Who knows? You know.
The room's set on fire. The room's on fire.
Well, I'm tired of shit, but I feel like I'm gonna sleep good tonight, knowing that you're here.
Helmirk nods, the import of that going way over his fucking head. He just nods. Like, yep.
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 Yes.
I will say, I
He
think
stands up. She's like, "Relax. We're not gonna like kiss or anything." And then she kind of looks back at you.
Helmirk has no concept. He's turned away at this point, but for the first time, he's like actually taking off his armor. So Helmirk like takes off his armor. He's probably got just like a tunic and trousers underneath, and he gets in the bed and he doesn't sleep with his shield. He just like lays down in bed, like for the first time, like actually relaxed in this place.
She lays down as well. All right. Godfrey. One strange thing to note is that when you walk into your dorm room, there's nobody in there, but all of Xalzin's belongings are still there for what he left in his room.
I'd say as Godfrey enters the room, he expected to see Xalzin. He also expected to see his other roommate. I can't remember her name, but
Ren?
was it Ren?
Yeah,
Let me look back at my notes.
I do believe it was
Something like that.
Rayla.
Rayla.
Who at this time would also not be in there.
What time is it nighttime right now?
Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like after Godfrey just experienced that pleasant moment with the cohort, and he was kind of hoping to get back to his dorm and seeing Xalzin and reuniting with him and Rayla. But he's just met with emptiness. And so this kind of familiar loneliness and sadness just reintroduces itself to him, and he drops his shoulders. He steps into the room a little reluctantly, and he kind of looks at the things that Xalzin left. And what does he see?
Ooh, that would not be a question for me. I can ask Daniel and get back to you on that. I don't want to guess.
Okay.
We'll say for now it's mostly mundane stuff because I believe anything that was important is going to be on
His body.
him, and also because he's a Nimberite, it's not going to be anything like blankets and shit like that. Like he didn't need that, but just maybe spell components. But I'll see what he says.
Okay, I'll just say for the sake of the scene, Godfrey picks up something that he realizes that Xalzin possessed at some point, and as mundane as it may be, Godfrey knows that it belongs to Xalzin, and he just picks it up, and he's like, this is a guy who he did have a pleasant relationship with, and he doesn't have a lot of that in his current day. He just holds it for a little bit, and he just puts it exactly where he picked it up, puts it exactly back down. He takes his lantern off his hip, rests it near his side of the room. He drops his sword, rests it in the same place as the lantern. And he looks at his gauntlets, just looks over them and slides those guys off, and he just starts to walk up that wall again, and he kind of just hangs there, and he doesn't even close his eyes. He's just staring at the room.
Okay. About 4 hours pass, and the door opens up to your dorm room, and Rayla steps in and shuts the door where her back is almost flush against the door, and she just kind of stares at you and doesn't say anything. there is an exhaustion that's like heavy on her face, but now kind of being alert to seeing you, having not seen you for so long. And then she goes to her bed and starts taking out her maps and books and things like that, and kind of dumping them out and organizing them.
Was she quiet when she entered the room, or she just...
Yeah, she was quiet. Yeah.
Okay. I'd say as she's like going through her things, I'd say Godfrey would... He'd kind of like... I'd say after 4 hours, he probably started to drone off. But as she's rummaging through her things, I'd say Godfrey would open his eyes. And he would see her. And Godfrey would say, back to the maps, huh?
Trying to figure out exactly what happened tonight. And also why it affected Obeus. And I can't get answers.
You mean the
We're
disconnection between the gods and their people?
Yeah, divination being removed from the weave for a few hours.
What have you come up with so far?
I'm limited being here. I don't think that it came from Obeus. I think it came from outside. My curiosity then takes to how the weave would be distorted inside of a demiplane. How it could, whatever it was, extending its reach. I would need to leave to figure that out.
You mean you would leave Obeus?
If I need to.
That may not be.
Where have you been?
I've been...
You're about to lie to me, aren't you? I can tell.
I'm not going to lie. I will just remain from telling you the entirety of the things.
Omission is a lie.
I disagree.
No.
I'm sure Xalzin is probably interested in this same event. Where is he?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in quite some time either. I can tell he was here at some point. But that was maybe a day after the day I saw you.
He left then.
I assumed he was with you.
No. He was not with us. Godfrey crosses his arms and he locks eyes with her. And he says, you seem abrasive. Do you think that I am responsible? Do you think that why are you so abrasive?
I don't know how responsible you are. I think that you cut yourself short before anybody else has the chance.
I don't know what that means.
You're very quick to minimalize yourself, from what I've seen in the very short engagements that we've had. I wouldn't consider myself abrasive, more analytical. I like numbers.
That's been made privy to me since the first day we've met.
It's not intentional. I promise.
No, I understand. I would say, I'm happy to see you again. I wish that Xalzin was here as well. There was a bit of comfort with the two of you for the short time that we were here.
You don't know about anything that's going on, do you? why we were snuffed out of our ability to tap into the weave.
I understand.
We've talked about what I do, right?
You make maps.
For divine patterns. Thus my very acute interest on what exactly is happening. And how unusually strange it is that the night that this happens, you show up after being gone for 2 weeks. I just find that curious.
It is curious.
Probably no relation, but
I do not like to lie. It's not a thing that I'm good at. But I have been given strict orders to not reveal too much.
meaning you do know what's going on.
I might have a understanding.
You know there are thousands of people panicking because they are stripped of their gifts and abandoned by their gods. And if there's something that you can do to either comfort or assist in that returning, I go back to me selling it, you sell yourself short.
No, I intend to help all of these breathing ones, but only in the way that I know. It will not be their gods that helps them.
It's going to be hard for them to help them if they can't talk to them. I'm going to go to Candlekeep for the night because it is going to be way too frustrating sitting 5 feet away from you knowing that you know something and you won't tell me. Have a good night. And she repacks her backpack and walks out and gently closes the door. Jin, Lucio, is there anything that you all would like to do?
Unless there's anything Jin wants to do. Whereas probably just going to bed.
Let me think for a second. How you faring? How you faring, Lucio?
I mean, I've definitely been better.
Well, of course, we both have.
I didn't think that I'd spend as much time, like, thinking about killing somebody in this way, I guess. Thought it'd be more celebratory.
There's not much celebration in it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel just kind of nothing, honestly. I wonder if maybe I should feel worse. I don't know. I'd like to feel better about it, but I
mean,
can't say I necessarily feel bad.
Feeling neutral is not the worst, especially for who he is. Who he was.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Mm-hmm. In fact, he was.
I mean, he had it out for you big time. He
True. I mean,
was afraid of you for sure.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I could damage it. For whatever reason I could, immediately went out for me. It's been a while since I've had that rush of death. Sure it was the angel. Sure, down, but wasn't that close. Kind of nudges towards scar above his eye.
Not the brand of the crescent moon, the other one.
I mean, you could tell he would have done everything he could have to have seen you dead in that moment.
You did?
He was afraid of, I think, your magic specifically. You know, it seems stronger than ours.
It did in the moment. I mean, strong. Don't get me wrong. The magic's strong. Why? Why did it do that?
I don't know. I mean, where do you kind of own that from? All of my magic really I get from, music, performance. You're pretty similar, but the magic he was worried about was different.
I've learned a good portion of magic from my instrument. The rest of it, the main strength, I got from my pact. I won't go into too much detail about it, but I did. It's a helpful benefit to the main deal.
He was definitely afraid of that for some reason.
What do you think about being back in the dorms? Being back in Obeus?
I don't know. I still feel uneasy. It may just be kind of the vibe around everybody at the moment.
We were gone for 2 weeks, and the moment we come back, apparently, no one can talk to their gods. The moment we get back,
Have you I assume you get your magic, your pact from some kind of a deity. Have you been able to communicate with them? How frequently do y'all normally talk, I guess?
every so often, we'll have scheduled time. You know what? I'm gonna try something. Dio, I'm just gonna try to use minor illusion. Just an image. I'll just say it's a small book in my hands.
When do you normally pray for your not pray, that's not the right word, but like when do you normally get your powers back? Your spell slots?
I get them on a short rest, but this is a cantrip.
But I mean like full restore. Do you do it at like midnight?
It's a short rest for him.
Yeah, short rest.
Warlocks get their stuff back on short rest.
Yeah, so when we took a short rest in the spa.
Has it always been like that, or is that new?
That's always been. It's always been like that.
I think
Yeah.
warlocks have always been like that.
Yeah, they've always been like that
Yeah.
because they only get 2 spell slots
Okay.
until like 10th level.
But yeah, you go to cast minor illusion, and it works. What does it look like?
I think it's just a small tomb, a pretty beaten tomb, honestly. It's kind of inspired by what his mother would have had. Has the same look. It's not right. Of course, it's going off his memory, and minor illusion is not a perfect spell, not a perfect recreation. But I just want to see if he can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least your abilities intact.
Yeah, seems to be. It's good. Haven't tried to use it since Daemon. I just thought about that if I've been disconnected as well.
And then also, yeah, when you took a short rest, you would have felt your connection to Gui still there. Mm-hmm.
It must be so weird having such reliance on a being that, I mean, not necessarily in your case, speaking more to kind of Obeus greater, but beings that don't even really recognize your significance, you know?
People who just devote themselves to a god and get power from it. God
I
might
mean,
not
there's
know.
that, but also just the more mundane side of it, just purely for kind of guidance and direction.
Yeah.
The gods didn't fear. Not feel the world. They let it play out. They wouldn't have not let. They wouldn't have anything across her. They would not have let that happen. Why would they? They don't interfere.
Nah, I don't think they care. You have to give them a reason to care.
Yep. Or they're directly involved. Which fuck would get them?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm never involved with a god in my lifetime.
Yeah. I don't think the gods even got involved when Baldur's Gate went under. A few years back.
I wouldn't really know.
I just heard about it.
I'm honestly pretty new to the world of Arcana in general. I have not really had any time to study deities or gods or really anything outside of the performing arts and my kind of Arcana related to that.
That's fair. Speaking of your magic, you seem to cast it differently when we were fighting Daymar.
Yeah, I was real mad. I'm honestly not sure exactly how I was doing that. It's kind of partially why I was interested in your magic. I don't know if it was something similar. I don't think it was from like a deity of any kind.
No.
So I'm not sure exactly where I channeled that from, but I'd like to do more of that if possible.
Must be something else. Yeah. I don't know if you had a spellcasting focus or anything.
No, I mean, there's maybe somebody I can talk to here about that, actually. That's probably a good idea while we're at Obeus.
I'm sure there's someone you can talk to. You can go to the library. See, Gabe.
I don't even know how I would really, like, describe that to somebody. I guess especially with the present situation.
Fair. It just had to have happened. Theo, can I roll an Arcana check or a history check? See if I might know any people who have had just innate magic.
People who know innate magic?
Or more so, people who like this. Like, have I met anyone on my tour?
You know what a sorcerer is?
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling for, basically.
I would imagine you would know. Yeah.
Okay.
Either somebody that you knew personally or sorcerers that walked, came through Crossroads Keep.
Fair enough. I probably met some. I never went there. Or to walk. Maybe one of the sorcerers.
I mean, I don't really see how, but I guess maybe. Yeah, I've heard stories of people just kind of getting somewhat spontaneous magical abilities.
Spontaneous. Some secret owls. Born.
I mean, I've always had my other abilities, so I'm not sure why this would come about now. Why not, like, earlier? It's not like I'm new to Arcana in general.
That beats me. Maybe something with your... How you're feeling? I don't know. The weed's always been a fickle thing.
Maybe I'm part dragon, but I've just not started, like, getting my wings and stuff yet.
Maybe. Who fucking knows? I've heard stories of adventurers having draconic magic for lineage.
Yeah, how far back in your bloodline does that need to be, I don't... Beyond my, like, grandparents, that there could be a dragon in there, maybe. Do we have, like, a 23andMe I can do in Obeus, you think?
What are you trying to get, like, land in Scotland or some shit like that with, like, natural birth rights? What are you trying to prove?
No. He's trying to get. They're trying to get the dragon's hoard. Obviously, he's like, "Hey, that's actually mine." I don't know. Maybe try to talk to like a divination or something, and they can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody in Obeus I can talk to about it. That is luckily a problem for another day.
Yeah, but if we figure it out, I can help you try to control it.
Yeah, I would definitely appreciate that because I'd like people to fear my magic the way Daymar feared yours. I'd like to be at that level.
I think that'd be possible. Anyway, it's getting late. Let's go to bed.
Yeah, you got fucked up today. You need to go to sleep.
I know. I drink both those health potions. Thank Godfrey that he found.
I was worried I was gonna have to give you this vital balance potion when you drank that shit earlier from Guar.
Damn it. I don't know if it would even have done anything.
I mean, if you were like poisoned, it would have cured you, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we'll probably, I guess, unpack most of his stuff. I think he packed up like the majority of his kind of like art and instruments and gear, so he'll spend a moment unpacking before going to bed.
Okay.
Jin just unpacks and immediately just falls into bed.
Yeah, getting beat up puts you in a very sleepy mood.
Very sleepy. One sleepy boy.
All right. Everybody resting?
Yeah.
All right. Except you, Jen.
Uh-oh.
Your sleep seems to come in thin layers. Almost like pages of a book sticking together. And at first there's no dream. Only the sense of somebody like watching you. And then you smell that familiar honeysuckle. And you hear in your mind, well, that was rude. Somebody put their fingers in my threads. Do you feel that too?
Is this connect?
I couldn't see you for a while, and I thought the worst. Where'd you go?
We found Daymar. His machine interrupted the weave.
Interrupted it how?
I don't know. So pulse magic. Everyone here, we're all speaking of not being able to talk to their gods or anything. So this wasn't just us.
That's prime real estate, my boy. Interesting. Did you recover the artifact by chance?
I'm not yet.
But you're close.
Close.
I believe you. Well, knowing that people can't talk to their gods, I have things to do. But it's good to see that you're in good health. I'll come see you soon. Any.
That guy gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Jen, you do get your rest in and wake to the next morning.
Alright. Let me hit that long rest button on D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Deep beyond.
Same.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all. Not sponsored. They're just very convenient.
We do have to say that we're at 9 subscribers right now, so we ain't fucking around. We're here to take names.
They
While
can
we're
reach
going.
out if they want.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
They
Hey,
definitely
Dave,
take that
Don.
sponsor.
We're popping off right now.
Oh. I know
Yeah,
one of
sponsored by
them.
Bell
consistent
South Mobile.
viewer, maybe 2.
I know one of those is the K-Man, so we got 8 other people. That's pretty good.
All right, but you all wake up the next morning. You know the campus has their own breakfasts, but it is completely up to you all how you want to proceed. The day is yours. How do you want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I think the meetup spot is our room. I don't know if we're allowed to leave.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Helmirk is going to go to Dragon's Tail.
Godfrey's gonna go meet the 2 musicians of the group.
No, Godfrey also just goes Dragon's Hill. We just stay in our rooms waiting.
They'll show up eventually.
He's coming, I swear.
I swear.
So hungry.
Listen, if we could send an unseen servant.
Well, I guess when Godfrey gets
What a
there,
weird way to lose a PC is just like, I just stand here forever.
I
I stand here until I
character,
die.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not moving a muscle.
guess the 3 of us will leave without Helmirk, and unless y'all want to do something, I'd like to go get breakfast.
I can get some breakfast. Then we figure out where the fuck Helmirk went.
Yeah, breakfast.
He's probably dead.
So, Godfrey, you're eating breakfast in Basalt.
Yeah,
Correct.
he's gonna stick with you 2 guys.
Sick.
Or
think he
no,
came with
Godfrey. Yeah, I went
And
to
then
meet
we're all
with
3
him.
going.
So I guess we're going to
Okay,
a Nancequill
gotcha.
then? Nancequill breakfast?
All right. So the
Yeah,
3
we
of
do
you
our
are eating breakfast in Anastaquil, and then Helmirk, you're heading to Dragon's Tail.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The 3 of you sit down and eat breakfast. While you're doing that, Helmirk, what would you like to do?
Helmirk is going to. Oh god, it's so many sessions back, but
I know exactly
I
where
know where
you're.
you're going.
I
yeah.
think we all do.
See if I can pull up the name. There it is. I do too. Spoofs and Goofs, the Prophecy, the Iron Pact.
I know that's where you're going.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Oregon Vale.
That is his name.
Yeah,
That's his
Helmirk.
real name.
And he's gonna go and he's gonna knock. And again, he's out of his armor. I think the only thing he would have is probably his spears on his back.
Okay. So as you walk in, you see that Argan has got a couple different liquids in front of a cauldron, and is holding a dagger in one hand, and is pouring this like extremely viscous liquid that he's having to literally like chisel chunks off of. And when it's being poured, it's really, really thick, but when he like drives the dagger through it, it like shatters like glass. And as he's pushing the blade through, he looks up at you, and there's a moment of hesitance, and then he realizes that it's gonna drip into the cauldron, and he like sort of wraps it around the front, the top of the bottle, and sets it down and sort of places the dagger into the table. Helmirk, yeah, come in.
Helmirk kind of gives him a salute and goes, Mr. Vale. How aware are you about the happenings in Obeus?
Oh, as far as the religious types not being able to communicate.
No. Do you know where I've been for the past few weeks?
I've asked a few people, but I haven't gotten a real answer. back. I assumed that you weren't here, though, because you hadn't come back.
No, I formed a cohort, a squadron. I call them the Cohort of the 8th.
You're just trying to piss your father off.
I hope
I love
do. They are my friends. We were conscripted by Obeus to fulfill some reconnaissance roles. We achieved our mission goals and are on leave for the time being.
You're leaving again.
No, we are resting. We're on.
Okay.
This is our respite until we can do a brief with Strix. Helmirk kind of, I guess, like pulls like a chair and he sits down. In my time, I would like to request. I would like to learn smithing from you.
That can be done.
Secondly, may I see coal fire?
Of course. And, let me pull my notes up on this. And pulls out the heart forge and hands it over to you.
Helmirk almost like reverently like takes it. He's holding it with both hands. How does this work exactly?
I don't know. It's all theory. That's what scares me the most. I know that Wrath forged you, Helmirk, and it did make you strong enough to survive, but I'm wondering if it still owns you. If the tool doesn't become.
There is always ferocity, but it is. I think part of me will always be the realm, but I am the shield. I am the shield of the 8th. I have friends. I have explored. I have seen things that fill me with things other than rage and hatred. I am more than the realm, is what I mean to say.
Do you think you're ready?
I don't know if I ever will be ready.
I don't think you ever do until you do it.
And with that, Helmirk's gonna kind of like grab the hilt with like intent.
Once we start, we can't turn back.
I think Helmirk like just nods. I I think I'm ready. I thought the little, like, plunky music would keep going.
I was vibing with it.
Helmirk's meeting his real dad for the first time in years.
I'm gonna switch to Infernal for the rest of this conversation.
Helmirk nods.
He grabs onto the blade and pulls it close to him, enough to cut his hand, enough to jerk your hand that's holding onto the hilt. And you see this fire build up behind his eyes. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm not good at that.
You just gotta think about it. You're just bending with your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's an 8.
Fuck.
Helmirk has a +1 to wisdom. He is not a... Wisdom and intelligence are his, like, poo-poo rolls.
As the blade is pulled from you, you see just flames start building around you to the point where it kind of blurs out the background. And you hear, for the first time in a while, your father's voice. As you hear this wind, this hot wind and this crackling of flame, you are nothing without me. Every blow you've struck is mine. Argan intervenes, driving his hammer down to dissipate the fire. Weak, both of you. Helmirk, you're gonna gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Ooh.
Quieter than that, you hear Argan screaming, "Fire teaches that does not love. You decide if that makes it cruel or sacred." Holding onto the blade with his one hand, he reaches over and grabs a silver vial and pours it onto the blade. And this liquid that lights up. You're gonna see a vision form in that light on that blade of Helmirk Coalfire. He's alive and tired and bloodied. As you look down, you see just inches from it, you pop up. And looking at those two, your vision takes you into the being of that liquid. And looking around, everything is much larger. You see this gargantuan Argan standing in front of you, looking behind this massive form of Helmirk. And you standing on this blade, standing in front of Coalfire. And Coalfire pulls out his blade with full intent to kill you like every training has ever been.
Helmirk.
Decide your next move.
I think Helmirk is too shocked to actually draw his weapons, if he even has them. I think Helmirk is just like dumbfounded that he's seeing him.
Hello.
After
You ready to start
all
assessing
this time,
everybody? Oh.
after all these years, he just kind of keeps staring at him. If we're rolling for initiative, Helmirk lets him. I forfeit my first turn.
You can't see Coalfire's face because he's wearing the helm that you took to be yours. And there's this darkness where you know his eyes are. Firm forearms holding onto the blade. I was proud of the man that you became, even if it killed me. And he drops his sword, and you are pulled from this vision and see the liquid just kind of cascade off of the blade like there's a slick surface on it and it just doesn't stick. And you gain inspiration.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Argan looks at you, and you can tell he doesn't necessarily know what you just saw. Holding onto this blade, what does this steel mean to Helmirk? What will it remember? What is its oath? What would be your intent?
Oh, the intent with like the blade? I think it is an oath to I think it's an oath for not of protection, but as a safeguard to not just strike down those who would seek to harm the Eighth, but those who would become tools for other powers. Those who would be used and don't have the strength to stand up themselves or the strength to face what's happening. If they can't or won't, then him and this blade will be the thing that does.
What does it mean to have a connection to Coalfire?
It's, I think for Helmirk, a reminder of everything that he's been through, and a reminder that he can become more than what he is. Because if Coalfire, the one who made him, saw potential, then surely he could meet that. Not as a tool or as a weapon, but as a sapient being.
Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
I do have proficiency with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have exhaustion.
But you do have that inspiration.
I'm just so scared I'm gonna roll lower. I got a 14 total.
As you're holding onto this blade and you're talking to it, you can see that Argon is speaking under his breath. And the blade begins to get hot to the point where Argon has to release his hand. And as you hold onto this hilt, it gets hot, hotter, glowing. And just this crushing strength in your hand.
I guess we can go kill the babysitter.
The hilt breaks from the blade. And the
No!
blade falls on the anvil. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh my god.